Good morning, Shavua Tov. We find ourselves during the period of Shovavim, which is a period during which men can attain kaparat avonot for many of the sins that are specific to men. Because of that, many Hasidim and Anshe Ma'aseh, great people, they fast and do all sorts of atonement processes during this time, because this is the most opportune time during the year, at least according to the Zohar HaKadosh, for Teshuvan Kapara, for these avonot. Now, in this generation, many of us are weak, and it's very hard, especially with all of our daily activities, to fast and be immersed in Torah and Tefillah all day long as a result. So, what many people do, which was actually, this was founded by Rabbi Yitzchak Alfiyeh, Mechachmei Yerushalayim, approximately 100 years ago. He created something called Ta'anit Dibbur, which means that instead of an actual Ta'anit, which is fasting, not eating or drinking, he created something called Ta'anit Dibbur, which is fasting, literally fasting from speaking. Many of the avonot that people can incur on a daily basis come as a result of forbidden speech. Whether it's Lashon Hara, Rechilut, Onat Dvarim, Nivul Peh, whatever it is, but there's so many things that a person can do wrong with his mouth. There are certain people during Shovavim especially, that instead of actually fasting, now again, there are many people who do actually fast, Mondays and Thursdays especially, but even if they don't, there are those who at least once or twice during Shovavim, they set aside days that are meant as Ta'aniyot Dibur, which means that nobody, the people who partake, they don't speak any idle words, no mundane speech, only they speak words of Tefillah, Divrei Torah, they finish Tehillim multiple times. There's a Seder, if you look in some Tehillims, there's a Seder L'Ta'anit Dibur. And that, according to many poskim, Maran Zechron Bracha, especially, he says that nowadays, that's the best kind of Ta'anit that a person can have, which means not to speak idle chatter, and to have the entire day dedicated to Torah Tefillah. That's the best kind of kaparat avonot that a person can have, especially in our generations when most people are weaker. So, if a person can, matov mana'im, whether or not it's with completing a Tehillim or not, but if a person can do it himself, doesn't need a tzibur davka, to take one day at least during the Yemei HaShovavim and dedicate it to Torah Tefillah, don't speak anything else. People have asked me in the past, what about texting? So, it's a little bit of a funny question. So I would think, again, it doesn't necessarily break the Ta'anit Dibur, but it's kind of, counterintuitive. It's counterproductive to what you're doing. I'm not going to talk, but I'm going to text everything else I want. So I would say, lechaora, that if you're taking upon yourself Ta'anit Dibur, it's best to put the phone away for the day as well, because, you can't talk, don't text, put it away, and just focus on the Torah Tefillah, like we said, Yom Tov and Shavua Tov. Mincha Arvit all week long is at 4:45, Be'ezat Hashem. Don't forget that tonight and tomorrow are Rosh Chodesh.